This is Albany Park, where we've been undertaking a river restoration and flood alleviation scheme on the Turkey Brook, which is a tributary of the River Lee in North London. So this is a partnership project between the London Borough of Enfield and the Environment Agency, with the aims of improving habitat, biodiversity and urban drainage in the catchment.
So there was two main aspects to the project. The first was creating a new river channel alongside the old Turkey Brook. This introduced some natural meanders, which the old river channel didn't have. It was very much a concrete channel. So we created the new river channel alongside, which introduced these more natural features to the river. So the second part of the project involved creating a water storage reservoir. This was done by moving a lot of spoil from the river excavation down to the south of the park, creating a big embankment designed to hold water in the event of a flood. We also created a number of large wetlands around the park which are designed to treat urban runoff before the water entered back into the river. These wetlands have increased biodiversity within the park, creating really important habitat for wildlife such as egrets, herons and fish species. We started off the project by fencing off the park with over 5 kilometres of fencing. We then began excavating the wetlands and river channel, which involved the movement of over 20,000 cubic metres of spoil, which we kept on site to form bunds and landscape mounds. During the excavation of the new river and wetlands, we had to relocate a high pressure gas main, which is now located underneath the new river channel. As well as relocating the gas main, we also had to navigate around lots of other surfaces around the park and relocate a high voltage cable that was going along the old river channel. As well as improvements to habitat and flood storage, we've also installed several kilometres of footpath around the park and 2 pedestrian footbridges. This has improved access and made the park a more appealing space for local residents to enjoy.
So I'm Ian Russell, I'm the lead engineer from Enfield Council working on the Albany Park River Restoration Scheme, and one of the key drivers for this project is to create a floodable landscape that protects local properties from flooding. In fact, the scheme actually protects over 400 local residents against extreme flood events. But really, what we also want to do is make the park a more interesting space for local people to come and visit. And in particular, we want them to be able to get closer to nature, get close to wetlands and see all the amazing wildlife that you get in them. So as part of the project, we've improved the footpaths around the park. There's actually almost a mile of footpath that circles the park, and we're also putting in some woodland trails and some smaller footpaths which get you right down to the river. Another feature which is going to be going in very soon is an outdoor classroom, which we're hoping will be used by local schools as part of their kind of education programs to get school children down here. There's actually about 9 schools within a kilometre of Albany Park, which is quite amazing. It's a really big park. It's only the biggest park in this area, so it's a really key feature for local people to use. So another key part of the project is on the south side of the park. We've diverted surface water sewers into these new wetland features. And wetlands are really important because urban rivers face a lot of pressures from flash flooding, but also from diffuse urban pollution, so that's things like oils and heavy metals that get washed off roads and get washed into the rivers. Wetlands like this can do a great job in terms of cleaning that water, so by the time the water ends up going into the river, it's much healthier and better for the river all round. So by diverting the river into Albany Park, we've actually been able to create a floodable landscape which basically stores water during extreme flood events, and that protects quite a few hundred local properties from flooding. But on top of that, we've also created wetlands that manage surface water. So it's managing the river water and the surface water in combination to create an interesting, very diverse landscape.